in Europe at the time, but now we've quickly hopped over the continent back to North America. So now we've got Vertigo to come, which we saw yesterday. We saw that Team Liquid were prepared on their T side.
So
They had double nades. He knows. He's tweeted about it. He is very aware. I mean, call him anyway. Why not? Because he's going to be tuned in. Call him. It might just mind screw him. Anyway, we saw that the Vertigo Liquid were prepared for Vertigo. Close to the microphone. Close to.
Do you want to hear it ringing though?
Yes.
Isn't that really annoying?
This is part of the experience.
Hi, Tommy. This is Dan. You are live on the ECS broadcast once again.
My Vertigo alert.
This is indeed your Vertigo alert. You've been alerted.
Put it to the
Do you
microphone.
have any?
Bloody hell.
Wait, hang on. Where is
like-
the?
It's like children.
Do you have any thoughts on this this map that you want to divulge?
It's playing out much less interestingly than I thought it would.
Oh my god. All right, just never mind.
Okay.
Dan doesn't know how to put a
So I can't-
speaker next to a microphone. So,
So
Leper said it wasn't playing out as well as he expected. This is just.
okay, this has failed. So I
You
apologize.
have failed, Dan.
Hey, my phone sucks.
You have failed.
Okay, we're gonna hang up now.
All right.
And,
Anyway,
yeah.
Liquid looked prepared when we
Cheers.
saw them yesterday on the T side of Vertigo. They've got double HEs from the ramp towards the back of default places where you'd commonly find people. They've got barred-off grenades. Okay, they've got barred-off grenades. They've got a lot of things going on. Now, they still lost versus Luminosity because when it came to the CT side, it was still hard to defend. They still suffered the same problems that their opponent suffered from. Of course, I'm sure that they would have reviewed that between then and now. But what can we expect? We just don't know.
It actually felt like playing the CT side is almost worse because what happened to Liquid last time is that they're like, oh, this is so easy on the CT side. We haven't lost any rounds, and they start sort of like noticeably like sort of being a bit more loose. Then they dropped 2 extra rounds. They got 11-4.5, 4 rounds.
Yeah,
That's too much. Too much to give away.
Too many.
Sliggy, you were doing some research on Vertigo. Do you have anything to tell the stream? What were you up to? You had a Negev out. We played and he was buying a Negev. Hold on a second.
That was my idea, by the way.
I just want to add, like, so we played Vertigo, we lost yesterday. He was using a Negev, okay? So I'm partly blaming him now. But did you find anything interesting?
Not really. I mean, it can be good. It can be good on a force buy, I think, on A ramp.
Okay.
Spammed CT spawn.
We have the odds for Pinnacle, which is MIBR one did.
Yeah.
Yes, 16-6.
These are crazy odds. These are wild odds. Pinnacle are being very generous. Get on the website now. They've made a mistake. Surely the one taps from Release, maybe they haven't made a mistake.
Right, so MIBR on this map. I don't know what to expect. No idea what to expect, except smokes, spam, HE lineups, Molotov lineups, people falling off the building, people defusing in smokes. This camera.
Oh,
About 50% of the time, this camera.
they've made a mistake in their smoke grenade now, or maybe they didn't. Maybe they wanted that.
Savage.
The bait to the team kill. Stewie's got a smoke grenade for a retake attempt, but the frags are still coming in for Team Liquid. I think they might have a flank as well, unless I'm mistaken. No, Cold Zero is looking for a flank. Fur's in the red at the moment. It's a 4 versus 2. That could quickly change with a Liege and Stewie situation. Now, if Stewie dies, his smoke and kit can be picked up, so that's something. We've got Fallen going for the pre-fire, but Fur's been left exposed. They've elevated themselves and they've taken him out. A headshot from Fallen. So many players in the red, but now it's just Cold Zero to try and take all these players out. Elise has got a decoy. Maybe use it as a fake flash, just running out instead. He's going for the knife. He said he's going to make it there in time. Doesn't matter. The knife is swiping. He really wants something from this round, but he's not going to get anything.
Why did he go back to the pistol? He's in the smoke.
Exactly.
Round's ended. Just keep swiping.
Yes.
Keep swiping. Keep swiping.
Okay,
Swipe
so
more than... I mean, they're sponsored by Tinder, James. You think you know how to swipe?
very, very nice.
Ah, clever.
So, in terms of veto, Vertigo poses such a weird situation because if you're a team who has an auto veto, then you basically have a choice. Do you float Vertigo and maybe you're not so good at it? It kind of just weakens a lot of people, maybe everyone's map pool. I think because of the variance, you could argue that Vertigo weakens everybody's map pool
Except
in its
Strauss.
current iteration. No, everyone.
Well, Strauss can just ban this map instead of Cash.
But then Cash is open, and then people can pick Cash.
Cash? What are you talking about?
What's happening?
Cash is gone.
What's happening in your head right now?
Cash is gone.
Oh, yes, I'm back
is
in.
gone.
Okay, I'm back in the room.
Okay, you're back.
So it's the same. It doesn't weaken it. It's just like they have another auto veto.
If we didn't go to an 8 map
Sorry.
competitive
My
pool.
brain exploded, okay. We've been playing a lot of Counter-Strike. We've been playing Cash.
Throwing a cash here and
I
there.
haven't played Cash in weeks.
All right, Cold and Fur remain here on the T side. I played some games without you in Mythic League, so yeah.
I played some games
I
like
played
you
a
and
bit
I
that
won
may
them.
not have.
Whoa.
Okay, so what we don't know at the moment is how many rounds you need on your CT side. We don't know what the average is at the moment. Stewie swinging wide, and it seems that there are problems. Cold Zero's got 45 seconds. He could bait some engagements. He doesn't need to plant just yet. So he's found a gap, but Elige is going to have the advantage. Shadow advantage as well. Yes, the pre-fire is there from Elige. A rough spot for Cold Zero. Now, MIBR are on the T side. They need to start winning rounds pretty damn quickly. So I'm assuming that their smoke grenade towards elevators wasn't lined up properly, that we saw earlier on. Even though they kind of got a team kill out of it. Can't imagine that was deliberate. So that is something to fix. You can do those smokes from behind the sandbags as well on the ramp with a left and right click release. They've paused the game. I can only assume it's because they're looking at my videos on YouTube.
I feel like we need maps which have more of a sci-fi theme.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Well, like battle, like Stargate.
Because
Yes.
It could have like a portal in a Stargate theme.
There you go.
yeah, or like you just have a background where it's like maybe this is like some dystopian sort of city, and the background is like a big
Deus Ex.
spaceship in the sky, like a sky city or something.
Space Pirate Trainer.
I think could be cool. And then you can also get away from the the realism. I mean, it's not a realistic game, let's be honest.
You know, people can jump and shoot up at the same time. It's ridiculous.
I know. It's
Realistic.
All right then, MIBR. What is their first play in their first buy round? Now, they're probably expectant. They probably expect that Liquid expect an A play. The bomb seems non-committal at the moment. The initial grenades are down. Is this to invite something? Oh, is that money being thrown by the CT to stop their smoke?
No.
no, Taco just threw that.
He just his smoke's just off.
Ah. All right, so ooh, almost looking for the jump peak. So to the right, the steel girder next to the stainless steel box. You can go behind that on the edge of the building, and you can actually hop up a little bit. I did make a Molotov though from Twist's position. That gap in the girder above Twist. If you go back in the corner and you aim in the top left corner of that gap, and you left-right click release a Molotov, if someone is behind the steel girder on the edge, then it will set them on fire as well, even if they jump up on the little hop-up thing. So you've got smoke grenades from both sides, and Taco makes his way to take some angles. So this is the kind of signature slow and steady approach from MIBR, but Taco's in trouble now. Surely this is heard. He's got himself into a strong position, but there are no more smoke grenades, so he's going to have to fight. Cold Zero's on fire. 13 HP for him. Has Twist seen Taco? Taco's got so many places to look. He feels vulnerable, tries to retreat, but he's not allowed to. Cold Zero can't really leave this position. He's got to fight and die. 5 versus 3 retake quickly changes. As Fallen gets a pick. Fur by the sandbags. There is a gap between them you can poke through. Another smoke diffuse. It's an off angle, but he's so... Nitro's got the least health, and he's going for the diffuse. Now they're on it once again. Trying to tap first, going to find it. So this is how a lot of the Vertigo rounds are going. Jump on top maybe, trying to bait left and right. Fur tapping. He's not trying to engage. He's just trying to waste time, and he's doing it very, very well indeed. And that's going to be the round. Goodbye, my friends. So that is how many rounds are going of Vertigo at the moment. The lowest health player, you can see Nitro is trying to defuse the bomb with 12 HP. That is a noble effort, but not quite going to work out. Now, we've seen forward smokes. In these rounds so far, Liquid are putting the smoke on the bomb. That platform where they're spraying from where you'll often find Twist, where he was standing when I was talking about grenades, you can, and I'm sure from other places as well, you could drop a smoke grenade that lands on that platform to kind of obscure vision. You could do a wall of smoke as well, which we saw, I think, from Avangar in the Avangar versus Pro match. Oh, so close to the second one.
Twist looking to finish it off. I feel like even a Molotov on that spot where the ramp is, when you're trying to go for the defuse, eliminates the possibility that they can actually stand there and spray you down. So that's something to think about. Lots of typing.
I imagine it's just general Vertigo chatter.
Oh.
Which is asking for HP. You think it's going to tell him? No. It's information.
if you guys look on Twitter, I uploaded a video. I had an outstanding double Molotov play from CT spawn onto this bomb site. It was quite ridiculous. But it's a 30-second clip, bird's eye view. I threw a molly from CT spawn to default, killed one player, then threw another one, jumped onto the balcony, saw a play of 9 seconds, ran away, and he strafed trying to kill me and died in a Molotov as well. It was
It was a proud
unreal.
moment. It was a proud moment.
I have a knack of finding the most bizarre, creating the most bizarre situations and coming out on top. 35 seconds. This is actually terrifying, even though Liquid are on the other bomb site. There are so many corners and objects to hide behind. It's like, how many people / time does it take, let's say, to clear the B bomb site on an anti-eco or anti-force buy round? Like, that's probably something worth doing some science behind, because there are just so many objects.
There are a lot of objects, and it's just...
It's weird because there need to be for you to even try to retake, let alone take in the first place. So it's a nervous one, excuse me. Got hiccups apparently. Round number 2 for MIBR. I can't wait to see this at the major.
This map, without a doubt, has to be changed before the major. I don't think there's a chance in hell that this map won't get adjusted in any way before the major.
So the discussions that we have had here in the studio in the previous matches of Vertigo that we've seen, some of it in terms of the A bomb site, looking at the different, if you look at the orange tarp on the ramp, the different elevations behind that, you can be on the high ground, the low ground, like trying to do something around there is very difficult. The risk reward is very lopsided in favor of the Ts. I'm talking about the CTs trying to do something, so it could be even this angle as well. So even trying to get that little information with the jump peak off of the default plant box, it's just so difficult. You're trying to move around this position. There are so many different angles people can be in. I mean, maybe there's something in the design that we haven't realized just yet, but at the moment, it just seems that you're very exposed. Anti-eco territory for MIBR. Once again, they are clearing the B area. Twist spots one. Stewie likes to hold this angle on a retake. We've seen so far with an AWP. The Luminosity game, there were some fun rounds. A lot of it was just the usual war of attrition. But when Stewie turned it up with the AWP, that was fun. It was not enough, though. Okay, the clearance is almost complete. The Liege now will not be able to do anything more. And MIBR are in the lead. I believe that's 3 rounds in a row. Again, one of the main questions is, one of the crucial questions is just how you approach trying to defuse the bomb on the A bomb site post-plant, obviously.
So I think we talked a little bit about CT sign teams not utilizing the flank enough, maybe. We've seen it with one person flanking, but maybe on a map like this, you maybe need more than one person, maybe 2 people at least, so they can at least exchange the kill, and it puts a lot more pressure for the Ts on the ramp to look both ways, instead of just spamming in the smoke in the A-bomb site. It's theory, though.
Yeah, it feels like there's so many things that could work, but it feels like in practice, as opposed to in theory, it seems very difficult because of how chaotic and the situations are and how much variance there is. I mean, it might be the case that you just need to hold on to all the utility as the CTs, just weigh out their smokes, go for one big push. I don't know how viable that would be. Set up a flank. That's really difficult to do as well.
I feel like MIBR are less drilled on Vertigo so far than Team Liquid are. I don't know if it's that or if it's just like they're very fond of having their own identity and approach on maps, and you see some of the shortcomings of that at the moment on Nuke, on the T side, which is not looking amazing, but they are approaching this very different to how other teams are. And I think their slow approach to the A bomb site will help Team Liquid hold on to utility, which they have done a good job of doing against Luminosity anyway. They weren't too excited to get rid of it. Nitro trying to escape. He does just in time. Now, I'm sure there'll be some spray towards the left before a bomb plant is made. I feel like on an eco round, if somebody goes here, there are Taze opportunities. So Phelps walks in, but no one's really sprayed around the corner. He'll get taken out. Okay, so flurry of frags here for Team Liquid. Off the side of the building goes Fur. Now Cold Zero on the flank is going to be checked for by Nav, 10 HP, and he'll be done with this round.
And so one thing that we noticed about MIBR's take on A, compared to the other teams that we've seen in the last couple days, is not as much focused utility as the other teams. A lot of times we see like a whole bunch of smokes, a whole bunch of Molotovs, a whole bunch of flashes, and MIBR is not really getting the bomb down in time to really fall back.
The fact that Fur's planting the bomb, and I think to Fur's left, from what I could see, there wasn't any spray from the site. You could just walk around default box and tase him while he's, for example, while he's planting the bomb. There are HEs as well, which can't do so much about. Now that's nice because that's going to handicap MIBR in the short term. The smoke on the elevator, they can't see somebody makes a play there. So they'll have to have somebody keep an eye on that from the low ground. This jump, though, does he see it falling? Does he see anything? I don't think he does. Oh, just not fast enough. He'll drop a body there, but he doesn't have any angles. Great aggression from Stewie with support from Nitro. And now there are problems. The bomb hasn't been picked up by MIBR at this point. And again, they're getting spread thin, so they may have to try and wrap through the A bomb sites at this point. They're dumping all their utility, but the bomb still has to be collected. So they're not in a bomb planting situation, but they are in a fragging angle. Nitro gets taken down.
1 minute to go. And it feels like Liquid are, I mean, a mixture of, I think Luminosity seemed very prepared on this map yesterday. They actually had such a good game plan. But also, it feels like Liquid are playing a little bit better here. And things are slowing down. I think this doesn't look too bad for Liquid at the moment. There's very little utility left for MIBR. That's when that smoke goes, that's it. Then there's still 2 Molotovs and smokes for the CTs with a flash. So lots of retake possibilities here. Does this work? Yeah, it's minimal damage. Don't know if that's even worth it, honestly. Okay, well, they've got all the incendiaries and smokes of CTs. All they have to do is just lay them down on the big ramp. And that'll be hellish for the T side to defend. Oh, God. So much spray. I don't know what's going on here. Let's be honest. It's mental.
So with the interesting thing is that with all the spray... Oh, okay. We've got some new meta. All right, so they touch the bomb to suggest they're defusing the bomb, and that's when everybody's spraying at the bomb and around the smoke and so on. They could play around the smoke a little bit. But then there's just so much continual spray that it does, to some degree, the sheer level of players that are spraying does to some degree, I'm assuming, cover the sound of the bomb actually being diffused another time around. But it's still interesting. I'm surprised Liquid get away with a diffuse there with a smoke on the bomb itself. But we did discuss at length putting a smoke beyond that and how you would play around it. They did have the molly for the sandbags, which was fantastic. So it is having the right key for the right door. I almost feel like it's... I don't know if you guys have played The Room, where you're kind of solving a puzzle and you've got to find a key and all that. It's almost... It feels like that in terms of post-plant on the A bomb site. Fallen's going to have the better angle. Oh! Seems they saw each other at about the same time.
Right eye peek, man.
Right eye peek.
On the
It is
CT.
the right
eye
eye peek. Can I get 2 right eyes in Counter-Strike? Is that a thing?
I mean, why can't they fix it? Probably an easy fix.
Just
Probably
turn
not an easy fix,
just
but
turn your monitor around, James. Turn it upside down. $50 seconds. Phelps lurking. Trying to keep the CTs on B. There's 3 on B at the moment. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, A is all about the retakes anyway. Smokes come down. There's a single Molotov and a HE left on MIBR now.
Am I reading that the bomb is going... Okay, so they've baited the CTs towards the A bomb site, and it seemed Taka was creeping towards B, but now he's stopped and he's going back towards A. Now he's going back towards B, but Fur's getting all the kills towards A, but they've moved through B. Now Fly's here as well. He'll finally get a frag. So some indecision. It was an ongoing situation. That's a big shot from Stewie 2K, which allows the possibility. But again, the shadow advantage. Actually, there isn't one there. It's going the other direction, but he'll get a kill regardless. Coldzera. Naf left with 19 HP, trying to fall back. So, yeah, from this area, you can molly the default bots where the bomb was planted, but you are exposed. You can see on the balcony, just actually to the right. It bounces off the, well, it bounces off something. You can see on my Twitter, basically. But I don't know how safe it is to use in a professional match. It's a nice nuisance grenade. You could do it with a HE as well.
So Liquid already have 4 rounds in the first 8.
Yeah, that's a good start.
That's a lot of rounds on the CT side.
I must feel good about yourself.
Given what I saw of Liquid's T side yesterday, I feel like if they get beyond 5 rounds, they're super comfortable.
You see how MIBR is playing, and as James said, they're kind of playing it to their own beat. And the matches that we saw a couple days, there's literally A ramp, sit, smoke, A ramp, spam, throw nades, sit, A ramp, spam, the whole time. Sit A ramp, spam.
Fallen's abusing his angles as well on the ramp, because obviously you saw that peak when you're far back in the area where you can. Oh no!
What just?
Okay, we'll see a replay of that, I'm sure. But okay, so where Naf is, if you're on the ramp and he's not on the elevated position, if he's looking through the door, the angle of engagement is so much closer to the CT who's in that position that Fallen has an advantage for those kind of peaks. So he's abusing the advantageous ranges of the AWP rather than smoking the whole site up. They're using the clock. They're using the time allocated to them. I feel like there's almost panic sometimes in the way people are rushing, and they've taken the CT side of the bomb site, but of course it is an eco round, and Nitro is trying to hold on to his AK-47. Elige is somewhere. Hope he's not in traffic at least.
What's the Type X cons plates?
While
Construction plates?
I did property work around building sites, it was never this kind of stuff.
Type
so
X construction. It must be construction.
couldn't tell you.
They're barcodes.
Do
Just need to-
barcodes excite you?
Just
Dan?
need to get a barcode reader on those, and then we'll know. Get your phone out.
It's probably not good to stack all those on top of each other because how heavy they are and how thin they are.
It's unrealistic.
Yeah. See you later.
Clip.
He keeps going.
It's like he's cleaning the windows.
Oh, skid marks.
Cleaning the windows.
Brilliant. All right, both teams are on the bye now. Liquid, can they get to their learning on? The CTs will be denied access to the lift position once again. So sometimes someone's lurking there, sometimes someone isn't. Although if it's me, I'm always lurking there, despite what Eric may ask me to do.
You're not much of a team player, James.
I just say don't do it 15 rounds in a row.
I'm
That's
a
all
team
saying.
player. What are you talking about?
You're always like, I'm going to go do my own thing.
Stewie holding down the site for the time being. We'll get back to the arguments later. MIBR got more players to approach this area. In the meantime, Taco is just lurking towards the A sides. So Liquid have put some investment. Well, they're kind of evenly spread out. There isn't heavy duty towards the A bomb site. Elige is off the side again. Still a man advantage for Liquid. Stewie will hear that Fallen is close. Fallen's on fire. And now comes the variant. Players in smoke. So many corners. Raw peaks from Naf. Taco joining Fallen. Is there value in this boost? Stewie is flanking. Oh, we could get 2 from this. Beautiful stuff. Smokes. So many corners. So much variance. And it will be 5-5.
Really nice stuff from Stewie. It's so powerful sometimes just to wait. Just wait in the smoke, or just wait on the site.
The peak that Stewie's taken, I think it's the second time we've seen him get a kill in that fashion. He's peeking that, like, kind of B-ramp. That's such a dangerous peak. I'm surprised he hasn't got punished because there's so many T-side headshot angles where T's can just hide in this off-angle Stewie. Stewie getting a little lucky on that. Or calculated, I don't know.
So you just told me that Nitro gives him a flash, and he's going to try to catch that flash through the hole in the wall. So they're making it safe.
They're making it safe. I like that.
Twist has got a tough job. Twist has got the Negev. He's got the Negev, boys.
Told you, man.
He's listening to us.
It's the Negev. It's all
So
about
what's he
Negev.
gonna do with it?
Doesn't matter.
He's not.
This is a post-plant weapon. This is a post-plant weapon. It has to be.
You know what'd be interesting is if it had really good penetration stats and that would actually penetrate that blue box where they plant. That'd actually be...
That'd be broken, though.
That'd be pretty broken.
Oh,
Oh!
the angles.
But the map's already pretty broken, so it's...
Okay, Twist has got the grenades
There
out.
he goes.
He's drawn it! God.
I'm so excited right now. Fallen goes, or surely, okay. The laser!
Let's go! Oh,
Where's his teammates covering him? Come on.
You gotta protect the...
Just need a
bloody
flash in there
Negev.
or something. All right, we've got a 4 versus 4 retake attempt. He faces 3 people, Elige. They've got loads of utility in my Team Liquid. There's a flank coming from Phelps, but is Stewie looking for it? A flashbang. Oh, he's going the other way. That clock really is ticking. Cold Zero still delivering. They haven't really used much of this just yet. It seems it is a safe situation now for Team Liquid. I really want to see the forward smokes again. I keep mentioning that wall of smoke. We haven't seen it from Liquid. But even a pop flash, I was going to make a video. I haven't put it out there yet. The smoke is on the internet, but the flash into it doesn't hit anything, just lands in the middle of a smoke. And I think it's a brutal way to stop the tease. Because eventually they're all going to have to reload and so on. It's going to be an absolute mess. You put 2 flashes in there, that could be enough. If you put that smoke on the balcony, or whatever that thing's called, if you put the smoke on that flat wooden piece there, then put a flash into it and another one while someone picks up the defuse just after the flash, which you never see coming. They wouldn't hear the defuse because they'll be flashed. It'll stop the hearing as well. I think that's the play. I think that's the play, guys, right now. That's the play to investigate at the very least. We've got Team Liquid on Nico, and they've got 2 frags. Maybe they can pick something up. Twist has got himself an AK-47. They see nothing. Do they rotate? Do they flank? The flank might be waited for. Situations like this, I think, spread everybody out. MIBR are quite spread out. There's Naf leaving Twist. Big headshot from Twist. Does he have a kit? I think he faked the def cam, but I do not expect a round win coming for Team Liquid. Ooh, down the lift shaft. Oh boy, head first down the lift shaft, man. It's like some kind of
Like playing
Saw
Half-Life 1.
movie, or what's that? Final Destination.
Half-Life 1.
Half-Life 1 as well. Sure.
I was trying to look up the guns, the gun damage values and penetration stats and stuff because I wanted to see the if the heavy weapons have penetration stats. They got 2 negatives.
The Negev used to be amazing for penetration
Because
before
then,
they buffed and nerfed it.
okay, so because maybe there is a world where it actually does penetrate that box. Because obviously the M4 can fire through it. So
Before they made it to laser, the Negev was amazing at shooting through things. And that's I miss the old sound of the Negev. It reminded me almost of like an MG42 from Day of Defeat or something.
so you told me that the negative does 24 damage a hit through the wooden wall. That's pretty big damage.
Just not escaping, in fact. Is it worth it? 1 for 1. They still got a man advantage somehow. Nafly taking Fallen out, so the trade was there. They were prepared, Team Liquid. And they've got a player creeping on default. Of all that action, maybe you think he wouldn't be there. That's Naf taking out. He was the guy who traded earlier. Now Nitro's trading for Naf. Just when you thought it was safe to move into the site, there are more Team Liquid players. 3 versus 2. Nitro with a cheeky peek. That might not be a good idea. An exchange of grenades and smoke. Now he might fall off because he might not know where he is. The rail could save him. The safety rail didn't save Elige, but could it save Nitro?
I just want to see Twist get in on this retake action. Oh, he's being popped, but Nitro with the trade, so Twist has done his job. As the bait Taco will creep around. He's been fantastic, and he's going to go off the side. Just flowing. Just trying to fly.
It's like a wingsuit person without the wingsuit, with his arms out.
I like Team Liquid's adjustment on this map. Just a little different than before. I think they're learning. A neural computer, they're learning.
The round where I think Cold Zero was flanking when the plant was on A, and there were 3 Liquid players and Stewie was looking for a flank. They had a lot of utility, but it seemed, I mean, partly you have to consider the climate around the site and what they think is safe and what they think isn't safe, where the question marks are. But they weren't able to get into a position at the very least to use all that utility. They had mollies, smokes.
Well, I mean, I don't even know if I said because I mean, we saw Liege wide swing ramp by himself in the bomb site when his teammates aren't even close to be around, and so that was a really interesting play from Liege. Maybe try to get a pick, or maybe someone to catch him sleeping. It's very kind of a sloppy round because, as you said, there's so much utility. There's like 3 Molotovs, 3 smokes, flashes from Team Liquid. But Liege decides to wide swing. Why not? By himself. Why not?
Got to listen for the footsteps when you're by the elevators. You can get shot through that door, though, from a different place on the map. Something to look out for. So we've got the sandbags play from Team Liquid. Now, does he need a distraction from a teammate? Twist having a look-see. He will be spotted. Does he throw a grenade? Oh, they're not going to check it at all, are they? When does he choose to strike? There's one. Another one's taken out. It is just pistols here for MIBR. Team Liquid, you have to say they're in a strong position. Although MIBR often do better on their CT sides, but this is vertigo.
Thank you, Phelps. Thank you. Running out and ending the rounds. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what to expect because our sample size is like 3-4 professional matches on this map, so it's hard to know what to expect. Oh, Negev comes out again. Well, someone bought a Negev on the CT side, but it's on the ground.
It's for later.
Is he gonna carry it across maybe? Yeah, he's gonna carry it across for the spam. Yeah. Wait, what?
How
That's
many
an
guns does he
MP9.
have? He has like 3 guns.
All right, well, Stewie's covering the ramp push. Liquid looked pretty good. Okay, there's the flash. Thank you, Mr. Slickster. That was the flash for Stewie.
Slickstradamus.
It feels like MIBR are going to struggle here to develop the round now because I feel like you still do want to go A the majority of the time. Like 75% of the time.
Yeah, it's almost as if they're paying the map too much respect.
Yeah.
By playing traditional Counter-Strike in a non-traditional map, even though it's a very, very old map.
Well, this looks nothing like the original, at least, but...
Playing with fire there, Taco. Flashbang high heard by Stewie, but he misses the shot. And now this is... It's so hard to hold a position because of the, the structures. Oh, so close! Just dancing around, but that double structures there that's almost a figure of 8 basically to move through, and it is a lot of variance. Talking about eats that flashbang. He wasn't expecting that. Didn't see it until he did. When he did, it was too late. Twist 1 versus 2, last round of the first half. How on earth do you solve a conundrum like this? Vertigo, mathematical equation. The HE's been picked up, but he's not going to be able to use it in time. Trying to force forward and out, and he will be forced out, and he will force Twist to concede the last round. 8-7 for MIBR at halftime. Have they won enough rounds? Find out after the break.
Quando as pessoas vieram para a América, nos trouxeram com elas. Nós somos os antigos. Mas há novos deuses na América. Agora eles querem nos destruir. Guerras estão chegando. Eu tenho um grande papel para você. Shadow Moon.
Eu vou acabar com ele. Eu vou acabar com todos.
Back again with Vertigo, my friends. 8-7 for for MIBR against Team Liquid. However, from what we understand, it's a pretty shocking first half for MIBR, and they have a huge recovery to be made, which must certainly include a pistol victory. On top of that, MIBR won the first map, so I feel like this is probably going to 3, but we'll find out. We can't really make any assumptions about Vertigo at this point still, except that, well, we hate the A-bomb side and the B-bomb side. It's very tough for teams to figure out. It's lots of spam. We'll see if Team Liquid will abuse that, because that's what it's about. You got to find what is exploitable and exploit it to the max.
Gotta exploit.
Fallen will exploit Nitro's face with his gun. And it's a slow but sure movement towards the A-bomb site.
And you can already tell by the difference between Team Liquid's smoke and MIBR smoke is that Team Liquid's actually proper smoke landing in the elevator room. And then there's a molly right on the outside, so if they try to walk through, they're gonna get burned, Dan. They're gonna get burned.
They will get burninated.
The burn stir.
And the walk back B. That's the thing with this map, it's very small, so you can walk, you can do all these like you can walk around all over the place basically, and you get to bomb sites very quickly. So it's actually makes it quite different. That's another thing that's playing against the CTs. And here comes the push onto the B sites, and looks pretty clear. And it's all about getting through this doorway, and it's very difficult. So you will have 2 players. It's so difficult to get through these doorways. Let's see if they can find a way. You can see Fern wants to jump through, but can he make it across? There's enough players to cover everything here for Team Liquid. You can see Elige was watching for the jump out through mids, and there it is. Team Liquid pick up the pistol. And I think Team Liquid's T side is going to be quite different, markedly different than MIBR's. We're going to see much more A abuse.
Yeah. Also, Team Liquid with little adjustments, because I mean, we know everyone probably watched their match yesterday. Are they going to do the same thing? Are they going to have a different game plan? One thing I did like about Team Liquid is that they always smoked. As you hear that glass being shattered, they're always smoking the entrance to B, making it very difficult for CT to push beyond that smoke.
We've got the pop flash ready for Taco.
God, Taco, are you kidding me?
Oh, the max 7 in that range is not very ideal, but Fallen's there with the Deagle, and all of a sudden they've decimated this push. That is not bad at all. Fallen, though, hitting some incredible shots. That really saved Taco. I think he was going to be toast otherwise. Finding himself at range with the mag 7 is not where you want to be. So that was kind of crazy, yeah. I feel like that's hard to replicate, but you know they're going to do it when it counts. But it's not over just yet. Nitro with a kill just on the spam. And it's not bad. Oh god, it's happening again. Gets more damage onto Coldzera. So you're looking for the flank here. You got to be so careful at this point in the round.
And Team Liquid's also really good at spamming that wall consistently throughout the round. And Stewie gets killed on Felp, who tried a sneaky flank, but Stu smelled him a mile away. No, Nitro's here by that yellow tarp, but no man's land. Stu throwing the Molotov towards B, trying to pull some MIBR, and they do. They successfully pull 2 players back to the B-bomb site. This allows Nitro to kind of walk up this ramp. He might be able to get the bomb down here, but he's being very cautious, Dan. Very cautious.
I like it. I actually thought Nitro would walk into the B-bomb site, the A site, but he's waiting for his teammate. And this is really cool. They still have the smoke and stuff. I love how methodical this is. I think with the pistols as well, it's going to be not impossible to deny the plant, but you can see that Fallen's thinking about it. It's a slight gap in the smoke. Oh my god, he's planting with vision to the gap. Why has he done that? Oh, there's just enough time to get the bomb down. Stewie is looking to secure this one. And Coldzera charges through the choke point and a headshot, of course. And you gotta, like, with that, okay, that plant's okay, but if there's a gap in the smoke.
It's a terrible smoke. It was just a bad, bad, bad smoke, and then he planted when there's a gap there.
Oof, that's rough. And I understand your. So this is ridiculous. Oh my god. Oh my god.
So that's what's required to hold the ramp at the CT.
Well, that's the thing, because it was a perfect storm, because then there was a massive bait for Taco, who would otherwise would have been completely screwed with that Mag 7, so that is quite surprising. That was very weird rounds.
Okay, so MIBR have got lineups, but they've smoked themselves off from the elevator, so there's no threat there for Team Liquid to worry about early on at the very least. But maybe it's specific for this particular round because there are pistols. We'll have to wait and see. But they've got lineups, which is good. They are a practice team. Excuse me. Liquid trying to swarm. That smoke may help them, but now they would be moving into a crossfire. Stewie here's the reload. Support flashbang in case they were trying to charge during the reload, perhaps. There's one. But will they expect 4 more? Nitro lining up some grenades. I think it's good if you're approaching a site to prime the grenade before you get there. As an example, if you're creeping in B apartments and you want to explode and you want to like bounce a flash out the window, then prime the flash when you're entering B apps. So all you have to do is release it when you get there, so you don't have that grenade priming sound. Just sheer deployment. Okay, so Liquids have had a surprising start, I'm sure they will agree, to the T half. The T side is where you win Vertigo at the moment. That much is fair, is reasonable. They have a half buy, they've got pistols, they've got 1 smoke grenade, and they're heading back towards B once again.
So like, yeah, a little different tune from Team Liquid. Again, yesterday we saw them hit A a lot. But now they're changing up the game plan for B. But MIBR, they play the game to their own tune, so is this a good sign? Is this a good idea? I mean, if A's that hard to hold, might as well keep trying to do it, right?
That's the thing. What I liked about Luminosity's T side yesterday is that they understood after they conditioned their opponents heavily about, heavily around A, they started to really abuse the holes towards the middle and B. And they had good setups for that. As you mentioned with Liquid in their smokes, for example. Alright, well the pistol's doing some good damage. Twist has collected himself an AK-47, which will be promptly dropped, probably flying off the side of the building as Fallen makes his way forward. Execution, MP9 style. Everyone is gone. Naf is... What are you doing, mate? He's in the dumpster.
Go in the bathroom.
Out of the dumpster.
If you go in a toilet, it says engaged when you close the door and you're inside, but so what, damn it? Just hide in the toilet, no one ever does. What if the toilet door would like lead to a room or something?
And you can plant the bomb.
You could shoot the back of the toilet door, the back wall of the toilet open, and there was something inside.
You climb a rope.
I mean, that is another option, yeah. Or maybe in danger zone they should do that.
You know, that's something you don't see in CSGO rope climbing.
Like an escape room.
They had some ropes in 1.6 way back in the day. Oh, you forgot to shoot that one glass. I've done that yesterday too.
Yeah, I've seen that happen before. So containment and Molotov to stop the push, at least up the actual ramp. Liquid, they're like, okay, we know what's up. It's A. So a combination of the Molotov and the spray around the top to stop the early advancement of Liquid, and now they're unsure. You could have a player, a CT by the sandbags at this point, so... Oh no, he's been punished! Went to the well way too many times. And Fur has been lost, although CTs will tell him that the site is still well reinforced, but they've lost the man early, which will be rough for the retake.
Honestly, like, the variance of all of that is pretty infuriating, I must say. It's going to be a very frustrating map to play, especially, it may be that it eventually settles in the sense that everyone knows, okay, these are the sprays, these are the spots where I can't go, at what timings. I think it would be a little less frustrating, but still.
They haven't seen anyone. They've got 250 HP.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe make that wall not spammable. Or does that be too much? I don't know.
Yeah,
Metal.
I feel like it's everything's heavily weighted to the T's to start off with, and then they'll tone it down. All the controls have been turned to maximum. It's hard for the CTs to retain map control. It's hard for them to defuse the bomb. It's hard for them to retake the site. It's hard for them to even hold angles because everything is paper thin. It is a construction site, so perhaps it becomes a concrete pillar of some description. So the bomb's planted. It's a 4 versus 2. Is this a safe situation for Team Liquid? Or maybe they'll be gifted a frag by Nafly, who gets a little too brazen.
Yeah, 2v3 much more doable, but it looks like Fallen's saving the AWP. It's so weird because basically we were just sitting around the A ramp for about a minute and a half. 2 people died. There wasn't actually any contacts. It's just spray through a wall. 2 people died. Then a couple smokes, a plant, and that's the round. That's it.
That's literally Vertigo in a nutshell right there.
There's your Counter-Strike.
So now we get to see the cogs turn in MIBR's head on what to do. You're going to expect Team Liquid to be doing that at least 4 or 5 more rounds consistently in this half, at least. And I wouldn't be surprised if MIBR finds something or kind of figure something out. They're the type of team that sometimes can defy the meta.
Someone asked me what happens if the bomb falls off it. Well, it magically reappears back near the site where it was thrown or fell off. You can't dispose of the bomb, so to speak. Now, Fallen is Grandmaster Flick, so he's someone who's capable to take out some of these players. But you throw a flashbang over his scope, he doesn't see it coming, he's forced away. It's never a secret that T's are in this area, so I'm sure Liquid will start to drop some flashbangs with the Molotov. Fallen will look for another one. The flash hasn't quite hit the mark there, but Nitro will certainly do so. I think the flashes need to be wide to the right, so Liquid can face with the flash going off behind them. So far, so good. A reposition from Fer. More conservative now after so much spray from Team Liquid. We had a game, we had a round where one of the CTs and a previous Vertigo had 20, I think it was Bolts versus Liquid. Had like 28 bullets left in the M4 before the site was taken.
Happened earlier today with actually Fer the other time. Like 30 bullets left in his gun by the time he died.
So you can see what Liquid are doing. They're playing the round really, really slow, so they slowly but surely force out all the utility of the CTs, and then they go for the plant as late as possible. And then there's no retake utility. So it's kind of a rip for the CTs at that point, especially given how strong the sandbag's position is when you have no utility to block it. So there are the smokes.
So there's the flash, a little high. It's taking out some of them though. And again, it's just a race to try and defuse the bomb. Stewie. Cold's going wide.
Oh
huge headshot from him. MIBR looking strong.
Ooh.
So I was kind of liking how MIBR and Fallen Taco were reacting to people on his ramp. Like counter flashes from Taco as soon as Fallen was peeking, and then on this retake, they kind of almost did what Team Liquid did on their season time: toss smokes, tap the bomb, get off, and wait for them, and swing together spam.
We haven't seen too many teams or players so far boosted into that position where Cold Zero was. I don't know if people even realize that you can boost there. I think we only saw it yesterday. Someone up there? I think it was actually when we were playing Vertigo ourselves, we saw someone up there. We were like, what?
Oh, the kind of like the one-way. Because after toss of smokes, it almost acts like a one-way if you do a head stack above that blue thing.
No, the blue thing. Well, where the jumping is. Cold Zero's up, but he was boosted up here. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was standing on that big white thing.
I've seen it where people head stack too, I think, against us, and it's a one-way the smokes, I think, because I couldn't see him at all, and he's just popping people. Unless he's blatantly cheating, which, I don't know.
Probably is. Probably
Probably
cheating. Yeah.
It's either he's cheating or it's a great one-way, one or the other.
It's always cheating.
Every time I lose, they're cheating.
Oh, cheating.
I'm the best there's ever been.
So again, really slow from Liquid. And here's the adjustment from MIBR. You can see how they're not using any utility. So Liquid at this point, there's almost no point for them to go so slowly because MIBR have already adjusted to the fact that they're doing that. So they may as well start pushing in now. Obviously, you know, maybe it's... Okay, so they are actually going to go for it now. Here comes the set piece. And the Mars also force CTs out if they're close. Avail them for a plant. Okay, well,
That's awkward.
that's very exposed.
Timing.
Very exposed. Good stuff from Fur to stop
They've got
that.
10 seconds remaining to try and plant this bomb.
Yeah.
And they've got no cover. Oh! Stewie is in an awkward position. Team Liquid are close to getting 2-0.
Can Team Liquid qualify itself if they lose this game?
I don't think so.
There's a lot of maths, which mostly it comes down to things that happen next week. So, regardless of what happens this week, next week is going to be absolute carnage.
So both teams have to win, basically. Both weeks, probably.
If Team Liquid come second this week and they win next week, I believe they qualify.
Team Liquid, okay. And what about MIBR? Where are they at?
It's complicated, but a lot of it comes down to next week. Like, I don't want to go
Okay.
through all the complication of it because it's a lot. It's a big paragraph of stuff.
An entire paragraph.
Of stuff and things.
I'm liking Fur's spam in A. It looks like he knows the lineups specifically for where people are tossing their smokes Molotovs.
If MIBR and Team Liquid are the finalists next week, Team Liquid will get the final spot if they win 1 week and play second in the other week, as they are $750 ahead of MIBR. And that's just one of the possibilities, so again, the other paragraph is a lot longer. And Stewie is ready for Fur. Again, MIBR, see, they've been smoking themselves off from the elevated position in some of the previous rounds, and this time it's the Ferrari peak, but it is prepared for. Trying to lull Liquid into a false sense of security doesn't quite happen. And only 5 versus 4 for Liquid, and that's exactly what they need in a round such as this, because they don't have the best of equipment. Smoke up the top to deny vision and information towards that site, and Stewie is getting his own fallen peak on. Oh, that's a meaty one. He sees the head, and he will land the shot. Lovely stuff. 5 versus 3, but again, they still need to ideally retrieve more weaponry, or do they? Phelps hanging from his legs, leaving Cold Zero and Fallen. What's the money situation like? Worth considering at this point. Oh, well, there's a fair amount of cash, but these 2 fast frags, surely they go for this. 5 versus 3 quickly turned into a 3 versus... Sorry, 5 versus 2 now, sir. 2 versus 2, never mind. All that Cold Zero's going nuts with this Org. Angle still being held by Fallen. Oh, he's managed to get past it, but he can't find the right angle at the right time. Fallen now, it gets a lot harder for him. He spots the head. Do you want to really peek now? Maybe play the bomb. No, Twist will go for the most disgusting peek with the Org. And that will be 10 rounds for Team Liquid. Only their second round of 7 in this half. On the T side.
Third round. It's the second round.
Third round. That's what I meant. That's what I meant, damn it.
So that jump peak that we see punished there, I feel like you can't make that jump peak when you know there's an open play, because I've seen that get caught a couple times now, and at least you can't do it more than once every so often.
It's one and done.
Yeah, it's one of those, I feel like. You can't punish that AWP, really. He's sitting in that position.
And MIBR are back to smoking themselves off from the elevator position. They made a brazen play. They lost men early. They may feel like it's not needed. Maybe they'll be conditioned to not do that again. I'd be really impressed if they did. But now it's almost a role reversal in terms of weaponry from the beginning of the previous round, where Liquid had 2 or 3 weapons and managed to bring it back, win by elimination. So they've waited out the initial utility. They will deploy some more in case of a boost. No, it's for sandbags, in fact. So quite coordinated around this area, and they creep. How many... They're not giving sound cues away with only running, so... How many people would you think are over here based on the level of grenades being deployed? 2 Molotovs now spotted in his position. We've got Twist creeping towards A at the same time. Angle's being held by Fallen. There we go, big headshot from him.
Nice headshot indeed.
I think Fallen's one of the few people that actually can op a ramp because of how flicky his aim can be and how fast and just the way that he moves is just so unique and so crazy. Combat.
So this round is about to explode. Phelps by the smoke. Ace coming in. Free smoke for Phelps to sit in. Ooh, nice shot from Fallen. Now down to Fallen as he picks up another one. Fallen's lining them up here. 3 quick frags for the Ace. Can he get it? He's creeping around the corner now, trying to see if he can detect Nitro. Where has Nitro gone? It's all cat and mouse, and you don't want to re-peek that if you're Nitro. You just want to try to delay as he falls back and away and around the smoke. They go! And Fallen's nailed it! Unbelievable. Of course it's Fallen. Of course it's Fallen that manages to pull that one off.
He's so smart. He knows Nitro's never re-peeking him there. You're not re-peeking Fallen when you see him there. Immediately presses QQ. He knows there's no risk that Fallen's gonna, and Nitro's gonna try and go for a quick headshot. Skirts around the other side of the smoke. Beautiful stuff. Number 2. This was beautiful, just all over the place, bouncing from side to side.
I wonder what happened to Nafly right there. He was not even looking at the right spot. He was just looking at the bomb guy right next to him.
Maybe it's crazy comms.
Crazy comms. It's true.
He's over there. Where? There. Where? Right. Oh, no, he's on the left.
Generator, generator.
Poor
Which
Taco.
one? There are 2.
It's too late. It's too late by that time if you're playing against Fallen. So he's going to flick.
Taco's having a hard time.
But he's been doing really good on the nading part. So even though his score isn't that great, it's actually really important what he's doing for that A bomb site, especially for Fallen. He's buying him space, timing with all the nades that he's after he takes a shot or right before he takes a shot. So
But there is a lot to be said for utility on the A bomb site. Just knowing, just kind of utility and timing together. There's a lot of that to consider. So the more you can hold on to for as long as possible, the better. Balancing risk. 14 to 10. MIBR 2 rounds away from winning the week and putting themselves in a very interesting position moving into the final week of the online play. Again, even if Liquid comes second, they can make it to LAN by coming first next week. So we might have some crazy face-off again. But by no means is this one over. But we're getting damn close. Liquid's economy is razor thin at the moment. Oh, that's a beautiful peek. Fallen is absolutely everywhere. He's cloned himself.
He's got vertigo in his veins. It's like he made the map. Oh god, Liquid seem to have lost their pace, their momentum. I was not expecting MIBR to do so well on their CT side. This is crazy.
It's so cool because they are not offering the bog standard variants and throwing of smokes that we've seen from everybody else. And I do not think this sandbag position is a consideration for Team Liquid, especially with Fallen making forward plays on the other side of the map. But maybe we're about to find out. Surely the scope is heard by Fur. Stewie taken out. There's one. Oh, he doesn't even need to repick. Going for the burst. There's 2 up on the high ground, but he pulls everybody out of position, and they get completely deleted, swept aside.
I love that play. That's so good. All you need is one. All you need is one. One time for it to work.
One time.
And it worked brilliantly for just next level thinking.
It's pretty nuts to no one check that. It's crazy. Just it's so easy to check it. It's one of those things. It always reminds me of Cobblestone. I felt like Cobblestone had at the end of Plateau had that deep position on the left side if you're a T that people would never check late rounds. And middle again for Team Liquid, not wanting to go deep on A. And once again, Fur's actually deep on A. He's by the sandbag. So if they end up rotating back to A, they've got Fur in that position. So they may feel comfortable just to leave him there now and rotate everybody else towards B, and middle. And that's actually what's happening. They're letting Fur do everything. And A is a retake bomb site as well. So for the CTs. Okay, so that, now they know Farah's there, but that does waste some time.
4 pistols. MIBR carving their own path on Vertigo. Do you have to veto this now out of fear? If you're playing them, well, who knows? Phelps, they're lining up for him. Sorry, for Cold Zero. He only gets 1, but he's done big damage to Nitro. There is a HE for MIBR, which could be of some use, but on Fallen, perhaps not, because the scope is of so much more importance.
Looks like Team Liquid's going to have to save.
They're giving it up. MIBR
Not Team Liquid, sorry.
moving
MIBR.
towards the A bomb site. Now, Liquid need to escape the bomb. They need their armor up so they can buy some proper weapons. They've got to get 5 from 5. This is the first checkbox ticked off. But there's so much more for them to do.
So this is me being a little nitpicky, but we saw Phelps peek on that railing after he smoked. Now, two things. He just tosses the smoke in the Molotov, so the T's know that there's a person in the area. If you want to peek the angle, wait for a flash off a teammate. You had Cold Zero kind of coming in the site. You get a flash for you, and then you peek. Because obviously, they're going to be holding that angle if you just throw a Molotov right at your feet. Or a smoke right at your feet on the Molotov. So a very impatient play by Phelps. And it pretty much cost him a round when Team Liquid was on pistols.
That is a big disadvantage. Hard to deal with those sandbags. Baited as well because Cold Zero's in the off angle. Suddenly MIBR have completely changed their formation, but Team Liquid will charge with what remains of them towards the A bomb site. But again, they just don't know what the situation is. By these sandbags, for example, they've got HEs in an area where you're going to throw most of your grenades towards the site. They will force MIBR away from all their positions. But what is the post plot? They have 0 grenades. MIBR have quite a plenty. They could wall a smoke if they wanted to, but what do they want to do?
It's kind of cool that got Nitro waiting on the bomb itself. It's very risky. Stu as well. Like, they're playing really, it feels like one and done positions. This is... oh! Oh my god. I thought he is going to die, but maybe he will anyway. It was inevitable. Nitro's on the bomb with the knife out. What's going on? What is happening? What is happening? I have no idea.
I don't think he saved it. I think MIBR are just about going to get the defuse. Just about. That was absolute carnage. Stewie was looking good until Fallen came around the side and sent him into space. MIBR win the week 16-11. That was a lot more enjoyable than the carnage we've seen, the variants we've seen. MIBR seem to have mastered that for the time being, at the very least, completely their own identity and approach on Vertigo, which is fantastic to see.
Yeah, I'm really happy for MIBR, and that I'm also happy that both teams had a lot of CT rounds, so it kind of puts in our head that it is possible. You can get CT rounds, but you have to take the extra time, the extra effort. You saw MIBR being aggressive, throwing flashes, peeking, falling back, and falling. I mean, you can't have a good CT side without falling, just acing and getting alps every other round. Ridiculous.
I think I know what the X factor of their game is, guys.
Yeah, probably some Glocks. Battle Sniper Fallen. Really loving life. It's been an amazing week. This entire week of ECS, Fallen has been absolutely absurd with his level of play. And I think this offers the kind of challenges which he will relish in a week such as this. It has been fantastic to see him warping everybody all over the place. And here are the scores on the doors. Fallen with massive damage, almost 3,000 damage in normal time. Considering we could have had so many more rounds, that is absolutely crazy. That is an exceptional performance from him. Really, really monstrous stuff. And we can look at the cash monies, $12,000 now for MIBR. If Team Liquid face MIBR in the final and they win next week, I believe there is still a chance for them. Samantha can confirm that later on, but that was a great way to finish the North American week. Absolutely crazy stuff. So again, not quite yet, but soon one of those teams will confirm their place at the finals in London. Tickets are available. ECS.faceit.com is where you can pick up the tickets. There are student discounts. I've made it so there are pension discounts as well. If you're a pensioner, I'll give you a bloody discount. Go and buy some tickets. London, it's going to be absolutely wild. If we see more Vertigo, who the hell knows what might happen by the time people get to land. can we have a look at the bracket and see the path these guys took? I think they're about to show something else. Okay, they're going to get out for me. That was crazy, man. That was absolutely crazy. If you think of the path that MIBR took to get to this point, in this particular week, it's been a struggle for them.
A little bit of struggle, but hey, it shows why they're such a good team. They can come back. They don't. Maybe you lose, but you get back on your horse, keep on trying. And
So they drop them out against Singularity and also E United, yet 2-0 Liquid seems reasonable. So
Yeah.
and the fact that NRG lost at United, are NRG coming back next week? I'm not even sure actually if they're
I don't think
confirmed
so.
team. No,
I don't think
it
so.
might be the case that they can't actually make it through it, so maybe that's the reason. So we'll figure that out. But yeah, so disappointing for NRG. But MIBR, I think, as you say, it's good to see because they've been making a lot of changes. They've been going from strength to strength. And Liquid, I feel like it would be weird not to see Liquid
NRG's
qualify.
qualified, guys. They're just
Oh
playing
my God,
they're
of
just
course.
playing for money.
I was playing for money.
They're playing for shoe money.
They play for fun.
Yeah, they're
The
just
fight
really
money.
greedy.